I've been always fascinated by the music of Alfred Schnittke since my teenage days. When I heard this music for the first time, I thought, what kind of composition is that? And I felt there are somehow two perspectives that Schnittke always uses. He looks back in the past and uses Baroque motifs, Baroque forms like Concerto Grosso, like the classical sonata form, exposition, recapitulation, development. He uses Baroque instrumentation very often. But then the other perspective is so much in the future. The sound world is so different, is so new. So Schnittke plays with tonality and atonality and puts them together. And that makes his music so incredibly exciting. And Schnittke invented a style which is called polystylism, because he uses so many ideas from the different centuries and puts them together in his music. And apart from that, his music is incredibly virtuosic. Incredibly virtuosic. It demands a lot, and you really have joy to express this sort of new virtuosity. New sounds playing behind the bridge, but also at the other hand, he can write so romantic. So the first CD contains all the works for 2 violins and orchestra and for 2 violins solo. And I had the great pleasure to perform all these works with my great friend for many years, Vadim Gluzman, who's also very connected to Alfred Schnittke.
Music of Alfred Schnittke has been an important part of my musical DNA in a way for many years. I have been always fascinated and always felt very close to Schnittke's music, having played and recorded quite a bit of his works. When my dear friend Friedemann Eichhorn asked me if I would be interested in a project of recording his music for 2 violins, there was not a moment of hesitation before I answered in a most enthusiastic way that I agree, of course.
We know each other since our study times at the Juilliard School. It was a great pleasure to record them with the Radio Philharmonie and Valentin Uryupin as a conductor. And this Concerto Grosso No. 1, for example, I mean, this is already a huge hit as a work for 2 violins. He uses the Baroque form of a Concerto Grosso and ends in a tango. And that is really a special ride. That as a little example about the many ideas that Schnittke has in his composing.
Schnittke's works for 2 violins and his other oeuvre represent his lifelong fascination with time. He has this unique ability of connecting tradition, history, to our time, and it is in a way the closest we will ever get to time travel. It was truly a joyous process which gave us many wonderful memories in the recording studio, and I hope this joy and enthusiasm will be apparent and gave wonderful moments of listening to our public.
I'm so fascinated by Schnittke, who is a composer that doesn't compose intellectually. It's not a construction. It is in the best sense, romantic writing. That means Schnittke composes with his heart and very emotionally, and he wins my heart.